This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. If you still want to listen, go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Pages Dynasty podcast. This is a special off-season episode, I guess we'll call it.
Book club episode.
Book club.
Yeah. So for all you numpties that kept telling us we couldn't read, we're here to prove you wrong. Except maybe Steven. We'll find out. My guess for this is that Steven, for these types of podcasts, is going to be like Greg, where he didn't read the book, he just shows up.
That's exactly it. I read the back of it.
You looked at the pictures and that was enough. It's like Greg watching highlights. But yeah, so this is book club week. And since Greg, I think this was mainly driven by you. So do you want to do the honors of introducing us to what we're going to be reviewing today?
Sure. Yeah. So we stumbled across this at one of the previous podcasts, but essentially it started with a Gronking to Remember, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And then we're like, well, let's see if there's any other ones out there. And we came across an erotic romance novel titled Dabbin With Cam by Caroline Blue. Now, I don't know if we want to call it a novel. Do we want to call it a novel?
I was going to say novella because because me and Steve bought the Kindle version and doesn't really give you page numbers, but you actually bought the physical copy. How much was that, first of all? Because it was $2.99 on Kindle. If anybody else wants to read along with us, you can pause it right now and go on Amazon, and it's $2.99. Dabbin With Cam. But how much was the actual physical book?
I think it was $9.
All right, wow. $9 well spent.
Yes.
How many pages did you get for $9?
Well, it doesn't have page numbers.
What kind of book is it?
There's no chapters. There's no page. That's why I'm hesitant to call it a novel, because it's more like just a long essay, I would say.
It's like a printed out blog.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it takes like how long did it take to read it, guys? It was like half an hour tops.
Yeah.
Well, longer for Steve, but yeah, I'd say about that.
I do have one criticism. No pictures in it.
No
except
pictures.
For the cover.
Except for the cover, yeah. Which I think
you want to describe the cover, Andy?
Yeah, this is an audio medium. We understand that, but the cover is. I was actually just looking it up because on the first inside cover page, I think is probably what it is. It says all images are fully licensed from 123rf.com, and that's definitely where they got these images for the cover, because that is a stock photo website. But it is a stock photo of a black man, a handsome looking black man, not Cam Newton.
Oh, looks just like him.
It doesn't. That's probably racist, Stephen. And there is another attractive, kind of normal looking white woman with her head on this black man's shoulder with her arms draped around him. And then it kind of fades down below into a football field with another stock photo of a black man in a black uniform, black helmet with a white number 1 on it, who looks like he's throwing a football incorrectly. I don't know how you would throw a football grabbing it like that, almost like from the end of it.
Like a lefty throwing a football right-handed?
Yeah, and then I it feels like this was made with Photoshop elements, like the cheap version of Photoshop that you can get, like the online version. And you just kind of took a couple of pictures of the normal people and threw together. Oh, this is a romance between these two people, so we'll put those in there. It has football, so we'll put that in there, and then we'll put the text over it, which is just like a stock text as well, font, if you will.
So Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, that would work. You could make this in Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. And then the back, like the description is just like 8 or 9 different puns about football and sex. So like football is a game of inches, but not in Cam's case. After a false start, it's first and long. Or will he drop back and hit the tight end? Like just the worst puns ever.
That's the entire back. Not even a synopsis of it.
No, there's no synopsis really. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that it's kind of a synopsis, but every single sentence is a pun.
Right, I thought that was most of the book right there.
Which I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, they're going directly to their target audience, right? As people buying this to just laugh.
But us.
So,
you think the book has seen a spike in sales since Cam got traded or signed with the Pats?
No, but I think it's about to. Well, it did because the three of us bought it.
It's about to in Slovenia.
In Slovakia, Steve.
Well, Slovenia is next, right?
Oh, yeah.
Look out Albania.
Look out Montenegro.
We're big in Eastern Europe. The Ukraine's going to go hot for this.
That's right.
So I looked.
So
at
this was written
the author
in 2016. So
yes.
This is.
Wait, Caroline Blue isn't her real name?
So that's the one thing I wanted to talk about too. I looked up the author, who was Caroline Blue, which I don't think.
Well, you want to pause for a
real
second,
name.
Andy? Your audio just changed.
Yeah, it's like cutting in and out a little bit.
Fuck. Hang on.
It just got quieter, like you stopped using your mic or something.
Yeah. And like earlier, it was getting that, good garble it.
This is fun. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fine now.
All right. Fuck. This has been my day today.
I can also hear your sighs very loudly. I don't know if you just sigh into the mic, but it's like.
I'm actually putting my mic further away.
At least he's not doing this the entire fucking time, Greg.
Like who?
That's true.
Like
who?
You, Steve? Huh? Good one. Jerking off mic. Typical. I was told to talk into the microphone, so I'm talking into the microphone.
Good. All right. What are we talking about? Oh, the
We're
author.
talking about the author, Caroline Blue.
So, yes. So I looked up Caroline Blue because it felt a little shady to me that the author was Caroline Blue. But if you paid attention carefully enough, which was hard to do, I understand reading this. But the main character in this was also named Caroline Blue. So either she wrote this book about herself.
Audio's so fucked up, Andy.
Fuck me. All right, give me a second. I'm going to have to go inside.
Can you hear us when we say something? You sound like you have a delayed response too.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't
Stevie?
know. I have no idea then. Hang on. I'm going inside.
Okay.
Whose dog is that, Steve?
Scott's. He's in Acadia.
In the what?
He's in Acadia National Park.
Oh, cool.
He goes every Columbus Day. I think I'm going to go next year.
That's pretty cool.
You should go
do
too.
some leaf peeping.
Yeah, he goes with his parents and he goes hiking. They stay like a B&B and hike for like 10 days.
An Airbnb?
Not like a bed and breakfast.
Like a legit B&B.
In Bahaba. It sounds sick. It's going forever.
You hear your buddies coming down here, possibly?
Oh, yeah. I meant to text him. Yeah, he
Steve?
definitely.
He texted me.
Yeah, I gave him your number.
The-
He was supposed to get married that weekend.
Oh, shit.
Pre-COVID. Yeah. So like, and his fiance wants to get out of the, do something instead of just sitting around.
Yeah, you should come down too. October 24th.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you on Thanksgiving. Whatever. Are you gonna come and play golf?
When?
I don't know. I'm playing. Well, I guess Monday, but it's supposed to rain. And Saturday morning, and then me and Steve were talking about he's trying to get us on Army Navy Country Club.
Whoa.
Over there.
No, that would be cool.
Oh yeah. So he gets Fridays off. So I was gonna take every Friday off in December anyway, so I can flip one of those around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'd need to know a little bit in advance just so I could plan it out, work and stuff like that.
Yep. Maybe if we stick a date on it the weekend after he's there in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Come up here on that Friday. Take it off.
I fixed my swing.
Yeah.
It's better. It's legit fixed, Steve.
Okay.
I went to the driving range for like 4 straight days at lunchtime until I figured it out because I was like, I'm so sick of sucking at golf that I need to figure it out.
What did you change?
I just I've been playing a lot this summer and I wasn't getting any better because I was just playing to like my shitty swing, you know? So rather than try and tinker on the golf course, I was like, I need to just go to the driving range and fix it. All righty, let's do it. Are we ready to roll?
Is this better?
And we're back in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, Andy. Andy has moved from the car to his living room.
I'm surprised
this is my
your
bedroom.
wife let you in the house.
I'm sitting on the bed. So this is
Tell me more.
It feels appropriate.
This is the word.
For this. This feels appropriate for this episode.
Okay.
Right? We should be in bed.
Slowly unzips.
Oh, well, there's nothing slow about it. I've already taken my pants off. So
Yeah.
So if you see this happening on the screen, you'll know why. Because my computer's on.
Oh yeah.
It won't go that high because I'm not that endowed.
Yeah, you have a tiny boner. We got it.
Yeah. Micro penis. So yes, I was looking up the author here because it was a little sketchy that the author Caroline Blue is also, if you were paying close attention, the main character in the story. Caroline Blue.
Yeah, is this a true story?
I had written down that it was a true story. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Fact
a Quentin Tarantino where it's based on a true story, but with just like an alternate ending. You know?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like he kills the Nazis in the end. Where that's not what happened, but it's all based around factual things. Yeah.
I get it.
Okay. Where do you think it veers off?
I would say when the Panthers win the Super Bowl, probably.
I didn't know it was a Super Bowl, first of all. Because they didn't even mention it.
Yeah.
They call it the big game.
Call it the big game.
Probably because you'll get in trouble and you get sued if you call it the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about all the commercials around the Super Bowl, they never call it the Super Bowl. They always ask if you're ready for the big game. You know,
we have to do that at work as well,
which is so stupid. You know,
it is. But yeah, so I looked up Caroline Blue, and there was no record of an author named Caroline Blue. There was only a melodic hard rock band based out of Syracuse, New York, whose originals have been described as being similar in style to Kiss, with a touch of Dokken, Megadeth, and Typo Negative.
No,
so it sounds like, it sounds like my high school metal band, Liquid Fetus, had similar.
Wait, are they the owners of the Panthers, just like Kiss is the owners of the XFL team?
I don't know, but they might be related to this book with their song "Slave to the Hourglass" and "Mine, Mine, Mine." Oh boy.
So do you want to let's explain the plot though first, so people have an idea of what's going on here. So our protagonist is Caroline Blue, who's like a junior financial analyst, living and working in Charlotte, North Carolina. She, as many romantic movies, novels start out, she's like the overworked, I don't have time for love type of gal, you know?
Right, yeah.
I need to focus on my career. I'm so exhausted. I can't even think about dating, you know?
All my friends are marketing or went into marketing, and they all get to go out and have drinks and travel and stuff, while I'm sitting here working 70 hours a week, making sure my boss doesn't fire me for losing pennies or something.
Yeah. So it starts out with her. She gets called into her boss's office and they're like, congratulations, you've won. And she's like, I don't even know what I won. But little does she know, her best friend Emily has entered her into a contest for VIP package to go to the Super Bowl, or the big game as they're calling it, in Santa Clara, California. So congrats, Caroline.
She didn't even remember. She wouldn't have even signed up for herself, and she tries to get out of it too.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go.
She tries to use her dog as an excuse.
Yeah,
that's low.
Classic chick move there.
Yeah. I don't have anything to wear.
Well, actually, before we go any further, can we make a promise amongst the three of us that we're not going to slut shame this time? All right.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay. We're
not that kind of podcast.
Yeah, we're body positive. We're very European in that way, in that we are,
Yeah. British.
Yeah. You do what you want to do with your body.
No, he said European.
Ooh.
More.
Hey, what was it? Oh, I love the part about the dog though, because the author went into excruciating detail about how where is it?
Yeah, for a book, and I use that lightly, light on detail.
Yeah,
They talk a lot about the naming convention of this dog.
exactly. So the dog was named. I mean, I don't know if it's Louis or Louis.
Oh, yeah.
It could go either way, and you can't tell just because they're both written the same. The Louis, the adorable basset hound. I chose Louis, quote, I chose Louis for the countless nights Louis C.K. had cheered me up over the years, and the fact that I've been eyeing a certain Louis Vuitton handbag for years. I regretted the Vuitton part of his name, but to the C.K. part, I was still firmly committed. So this was obviously written
Pre him jerking off.
maybe, hopefully.
Or maybe that's why she didn't regret it.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it was after. I just looked it up, and the New York Times article where he got accused was from November 2017. So I think this is just a very poorly timed excerpt from the book, which I think makes it even better.
Well, there'll be more of those coming up.
Yes, there is a few of those.
Yeah.
So her friend Emily convinces her to go, and her friend is like, "Oh, Cam Newton, you got to see this hunk of man meat, right?" She's like, "God, what if you were like?" She calls him a beautiful piece of amazing man. Which, here we go.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I've seen his workout videos. It's all right.
Yeah,
Got a nice smile.
Yeah, you should see his girth. Just
We're talking about his hairstyle.
Just
We'll
wait
get
till
into
you
that.
see
We'll
the
get into
size of his dick. All right. So she gets on the plane and she's whisked away to sunny California. And she's like, you know what? Yeah, with all the bigwigs, all the executives from her office, and she's like, you know what, I could get used to this. You know, she's drinking champagne on the plane. They got her like set up in a nice hotel room. She's like, you know what, this ain't so half bad. So where do we go from there, right?
Well, yeah. Well, before we get to that, there was also sprinkled in there the story about her brother and father and how they were huge football fans.
Yes.
And to point out how big football fans they were was this. I don't know if a paragraph is the right sentence for 3 sentences, but it was, quote, my brother would do 5 jumping jacks every time the Panthers, quote, entered the red zone. My dad would raise his hands in the air like he was saying, I surrender, before each field goal and extra point kick. Saying they were obsessed was an understatement. That
The field goal thing makes tons of sense.
Yeah.
that doesn't feel like obsession to me.
Also, who does jumping jacks in 2020? You know,
But who does
As somebody-
jumping jacks in relation to football? I've never heard that before.
or just I've never
All right,
seen
we're
like
inside
an
the
adult
10. Drop and give me 10. Oh.
like.
That's college football, like cheerleader style.
I did get the feeling that this was written by someone who wasn't. It feels like it's someone from a different country wrote about football that doesn't like quite understand. Like they've looked up what football is, but they can't quite figure out like
Yeah.
how to sound normal talking about it. You know?
Yeah.
They've only read about it. They've never seen it on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
They've read about it in a textbook.
Exactly, because she gets the she described her posture as like a turtle, and then like drops a line about how turtles survive the ice age, which I googled it is true. Like she's little nuggets of knowledge like that, but that is like, yeah, those guys are crazy about football. They do jumping jacks when they enter the red zone.
Yeah.
What?
So she gets to California, and then it's finally she's having a great time, rubbing elbows with all these big wigs, and then it's finally the day of the game. So she gets her Panthers jersey on, her signed Cam Newton Panthers jersey on, and
from her friend Emily.
Not from Emily. Emily is a big fan. Yeah. So then she goes up to the booth, the box seats,
the luxury box.
Right. So they're all whining and dining, having a good time.
Getting lit.
There's a somber mood up there because the Panthers are not winning. Uh-oh. That's going to ruin the day for all these millionaires.
They were, by the way, I didn't catch this until I read it in one of the reviews, but at halftime, the Panthers were down 15 points when the score was 17-3.
Yes. Yeah.
Which would be the biggest comeback in history.
Yes, would require the biggest comeback in the history of the game.
Again, poorly
10
timed.
points was the previous record.
Poorly timed.
Also, I don't want to call Carolyn out for her grammatical mistakes in here, but just get an editor. Good.
So no, here's the thing. I was thinking that too when I was reading this before we were going to record it. I was going back and forth on whether I would or wouldn't. And I think we should, because it doesn't feel like she doesn't know better. It feels like this was just a half-assed job. Like she's just throwing something together. Like this is something I would have written in the 9th hour when I had like a paper due for English class.
Exactly.
I don't really get like she uses the word, what was it? Steal. As if like the spelling doesn't matter. Like you can use the different words interchangeably. That's not how English works. Like you can't
Andy,
steal with
an A. Let's not shame her, Andy.
Well, I think Greg might have said maybe she
gets it right sometimes, and then she she'll talk about a steel tub multiple times. She'll spell it differently both times. Like that's not knowing. That's just not giving a shit.
Well, I mean, she needs to get an editor. Is what she needs. She needs someone to proofread this shit because no one proofreads. That goes without a doubt. Like, I've written on the blog where I'll read it myself after I wrote it, but like when you're reading it and you wrote it, you have a tendency to like miss like extra words or like, especially when you went back and changed your sentence. Yeah. But so a third party reading it should look at that and be like, well, here's a mistake. If I found like 15 to 20 of them minimal, that means that someone else would have found at least like 10 of them,
Oh yeah. Maybe they did. Maybe that was edited, which is
This reads
shocking.
like a first draft, but we're not going to shame her for it because I know it's difficult. Okay.
We paid money for this though, so I feel like we can.
I paid $9 for this shit.
it's not free. Like if your blog post, if I came across your blog post and there was like a spelling error, I'd be like, well, I got this for free. No biggie.
We collectively paid $15 towards this lady.
Yeah. Maybe she can now afford an editor.
Wait a second.
Digress.
I have some redemption for her.
All right.
Can you state what you said before about the 15 points? That's incorrect. She said the Panthers needed 15 to win, 14 to send the game into overtime. So Driscoll
she was actually correct
on Amazon.com can eat shit. Okay. Because he got it wrong.
That's true.
Yes. All right, so she's at the game. Yeah, it's enough like actual like author critique here. Let's get back to the story. So she's at the game and she's slugging down the champagne, just getting a little spicy, having herself a day. But then her damned bladder, right? She goes to the bathroom.
Can I read the quote? Sure. Quote, My tiny bladder reminded me it can only do so much, and halftime seemed like the perfect time to take care of that and also get a bit of fresh air.
Ooh, very nice. But for some reason,
plan to me,
the line for the bathroom is longer in the box seats than it is in the regular seats, which
At halftime
that part
of a
really-
football game.
that is a
That's where you
stretch.
lost me, lady.
I mean,
Strike one.
I've never been in a box seat, but I would imagine they're shorter lines.
I've been in a box
Have you
seat.
been to the box seat, Andy?
At UNH, I was in a box seat, and it had its own bar, it had its own TV, and there was no line for the bathroom.
Yeah, I was in a box seat in the Cap Stadium, and there was a bathroom in the box. Like you had no bathroom. Like you didn't have
Right.
anything. They had food, booze, and a fucking bathroom. Like just
They have a guy there that shakes it for you, just like a butler.
He just holds the bucket.
Sir?
Yeah. So she goes down to the bathroom, she takes a piss, and then like second half's about to start. She's like, uh-oh.
Disaster strikes.
Pull yourself together, Carolyn, is the quote. So she splashes some water in her face. She heads back up to the elevator, and she has forgotten her purse in the booth.
Which has everything. Her
Ticket,
her phone.
Yep. Mhm.
Probably her keys and wallet.
Yep. So the man at the elevator, the security guy, is like, sorry, ma'am, I can't let you go back up there. And there was some weird part about her trying to like explain it. She's like, I'm not that drunk. And she was pointing at skyward, and then she like pointed back down at the guy, and that made her fall over.
I don't know.
As well as, I'm not that drunk. And you try to do some sort of like emphatic movement, and that knocks you over, like
So
Charlie Chaplin sort of.
So she
Physical comedy, Greg.
Yeah, she tumbles face first down the steps of the lower level.
Oops.
So I think that part was just to get her close to the field. And the
Yeah, I
audience
think
was
so,
like,
yeah.
how does
That
this
would
happen?
Fuck your shit up too. If you
Yeah.
just fucking face first it on those concrete steps. Oof.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the aftermath of that.
Yeah. And all the fans were laughing at her, and they're like, ha.
Security, come get
So,
this drunk girl out of here.
Also, I'm curious if you guys thought the same thing. What opponent did you think the Panthers were playing?
49ers, but then I didn't realize it was a Super Bowl
Broncos.
until after she's like, it's the biggest comeback in the big game history. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
how the fuck can you say that earlier?
They didn't explain that very well.
So, well, yes.
Gotta be Denver though, right? That's
Yeah.
what they played.
So yeah, so this is the thing. It was the crowd. Oh Jesus! Here's your editing. I'm reading verbatim now. The crowd, the area erupted in laughter. Quote, it's been that kind of day for the Panthers, a man in the opposing team's jersey said. At least their fans are getting some form of entertainment, his friend in orange said.
There you go.
So I
The Broncos.
think the Broncos make the most sense.
Yeah. I mean, this is when that Super Bowl was, and it was in Santa Clara.
All right. So yeah,
Super Bowl 50 was in California. Yeah.
perfect.
Yes. So she falls down. Her pants are unzipped. Forgot about that part. What a
Yeah, forgot to zip her pants.
fucking idiot.
Just adding to the sexual tension. Jeez.
Yeah.
Who does that? Never catch me do that.
And someone yelled to the security guard, or the security guard yelled to the other one, cuff her, Max. And just as she's about to get handcuffed and dragged off to jail, Cam Newton, getting sacked, just launches a ball into the crowd. And what does she do, Andy?
She channels her father, who because she's the eldest and it took them so long to get pregnant with her, thought that this was his only chance of having a son to share sports with. So he used to throw footballs and other balls at her in the backyard and taught her how to catch a football. So she turns around and just out of reflex snags this motherfucker out of thin air.
Randy Moss.
Oh, just mossed it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the fucking crowd goes crazy. They're all like, holy shit. This chick in the stands, this shit-faced dumbass broad just fucking snagged this catch. And none of our wide receivers could catch shit.
Yeah.
Fucking sign this girl up, get her in there. Everyone's fucking losing it.
Oh, yeah.
What size is she? Shoot her up. Let's go.
They even had her up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah,
with replays of her making the catch.
Apparently the Jumbotron was flashing, what a catch, what a catch, what a catch on all the screens.
That's a pretty good Jumbotron guy. Like to be able to throw
he was
that
on
quick.
top of that really quickly. Yeah. So she fucking catches it. Everyone, giving her high fives as she feels like a celebrity walking out of there. And like, great catch, lady. You brought them luck.
Yeah,
There's
because
a little foreshadowing.
as she's getting dragged out, a boy a few seats over yells at his dad, "Dad, look!" Play has resumed. Cam had let go off a long pass covering at least half of the field. The ball sailed perfectly and landed right in the hands of another Panther for a touchdown.
Yep.
Not going to bother with names at this point.
Changed their luck.
Yeah.
So then she has to get mended up because there was such a rocket from Cam that she like bloodied her hands, I guess.
She broke a nail as well.
Yeah, broke a nail. So she had to go to security and get her all patched up. So she went to the medical tent, and then they send her into the drunk tank because she's still shit-faced, obviously, right?
When you read that, Greg, what was your thought?
Oh, well, I highlighted it.
You're the one who's been there, right?
I highlighted it.
And I'll tell you, that's not a fun place to be.
Yeah, but you don't even remember getting sent to the drunk tank. So.
Correct.
So this lady's an amateur is what we're saying.
Yeah. But then they said, take her downtown, book her on a 602. And it's like, well, the drunk tanks are in the stadium, so I don't think you really have to go downtown. Yeah.
Again, this is somebody who's read about it in a book.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't lived it. Wasn't trying to handle Jack before the game. Just so see what the drunk tank's all about.
Yeah, right. For research.
Yeah. So they're leaving the stadium and they're like going to the officer's car, right? And then another officer is like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, you know who this girl is?" Right?
Right.
And it's like, that's the lady right there that made the catch that turned the game around for the Panthers and won in the fucking Super Bowl.
and the cop, and what was his name, Max, who cuffed her, had the exact reaction that I'm sure the three of us had. Like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Ooh, this drunk bitch?
Because this just took a hard left turn.
Yeah. So Officer Fisher takes her and is like, "All right, you're not going to jail. You're going to go on the field right now." So they bring her back in as the Panthers are celebrating this confetti coming down from the rafters. This is almost 2/3 of the way through the book. And so far, Cam Newton has not made an appearance.
Yeah.
Other than his chucking it 5 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
5 rows out of bounds.
So she gets on TV. She tells her, they like interview her and like, you're the fan that won the Super Bowl. And she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." She asks some kid to borrow his phone, calls her dad, and he's like weeping on the phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I highlighted this part. Hang on. So she had a phone call she wanted to make. And here it is verbatim from the book. Quote, "Do you mind if I make a long distance call?" I asked as I looked up from the phone to the boy. Quote, "Sure, I have the full US plan. Call anybody you want. It doesn't cost me extra and I never use all my minutes."
This is 2016, right?
That
Not
would have been great in 2001, maybe, when that was a thing.
I also thought that was very strange. And she missed a total opportunity to plug, "Oh, I have Verizon. You call anyone in the US,
Right, yeah.
Canada, and Puerto Rico, plus Mexico." You know?
Only 35 cents a minute. Sorry, continue, Greg. So
Yeah.
she calls her
Man,
dad.
that makes me think that maybe this is a copy and paste job where this is a previous book with some other quarterback and they just like did Control F replace with all Cam or like Steve Young with Cam Newton kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I have some thoughts there later.
Yeah.
On.
So she thanks her dad, saying, I love you, you know, like his
They're both
dad.
crying.
Yeah, her dad cries on the phone. And then, yeah, that was pretty much the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone comes up to her and says, hey, little lady, Cam wants to holler at you for sure.
No, that was the end of that was the end of that's why I was saying this is definitely not a control replace sort of job, you know?
Yeah,
Little lady, Joe Montana wants to holler at you for sure. That's
for
just-
sure.
And holler, HOLLER,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was perfect English.
I'm almost surprised that this wasn't dabbing with a G instead of dabbing with an apostrophe with Cam.
Yeah, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, so she gets into the locker room, and then this is where it starts to get a little bit hot and heavy. She's
Oh,
like,
it gets steamy.
yeah, girls allowed in here, and they're like, whatever, it's the Super Bowl.
It's
Who
a
gives
party.
shit. Get on in here and start looking at some dicks. So,
And she does.
oh yeah. So she goes in there, and
How much of this part onwards, Greg, of your book is highlighted?
oh, dude,
All
every
of it.
page. I just started like doing
Colored it in.
highlight whole paragraph. Yeah, just circling paragraphs.
Me
because
too.
It's fucking hilarious.
So where does it start?
Yeah, so they're all just hanging out in their towels, right? Just she's kind of describing how hunky they all are.
So
She's like,
yeah, go ahead.
right now I was a horny, lustful voyeur who couldn't find the strength to lift her eyes beyond groin level. One word came to mind, ... hung.
8 inches to my left, 9 inches to my right.
There
They
goes
aren't even
another
hard yet.
7 to 9, I thought.
That's a pretty wide gap of 7 to 9.
Yeah, but soft, Steve. They're not even hard yet. Think about that.
She does specify that, yes.
Yeah.
Even before that, going back to the towels thing, I skipped over it the first time, but then when I was going back highlighting stuff, I realized what it actually said. Tell me if this makes sense. The players were getting interviewed in their towels until they weren't. Weren't not as in getting interviewed, weren't as in not wearing towels. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read through that a couple times. I got
It
the
took me a
gist
couple
of it.
tries, yeah. All right.
Yeah. As in, they took their towels off,
Yeah, they're getting them, and then they-
exposing their genitalia.
and then
And
interview, just pop the towel off and be like, okay, let's keep going.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
The interview continued. The
That's how this interview's
towels did
going.
not stay on, his coach is getting at.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so then she's they keep all these people keep pointing her to, they're like, oh, Cam's been asking about you, and she's like, oh my god, Cam, the quarterback? And they're like, yeah, he's back there in the whirlpool. And
No,
she's
the other
like,
Cam.
"Oh." Yeah. So she keeps heading back into the like the depths of the locker room, so a little bit of privacy, you know.
Ooh, girl.
And you know, as most Super Bowl winning quarterbacks do right after the game, he's just taking a quick ice bath before he celebrates by himself.
After winning the Super Bowl.
Directly
In a
after.
historic
winning.
comeback
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah. Confetti still in the air, and he's up there. Yeah. I got to ice up for my game in 7 months. So there he was, Cam Newton, winner of the big game, just sitting there, the most popular person in the world today. And he was less than 10 feet from Carolyn, fully naked,
Fully naked.
buck naked. And he's like, hey girl, it's you. I can't believe it. Come over here and give daddy a hug. That's gonna be my Cam Newton voice. Oh,
love
hey
it already.
baby. Hey baby. It's you, the Girl with the hands, come over here and give daddy a hug.
How many times have you listened to Kelly so far, Greg?
Well, this is me workshopping it live. So
So we'll ask in a week from now how often he uses his voice on Kelly.
yeah.
Once he
So
nails
this,
it down.
this part I didn't quite understand. He says, I walked over to the whirlpool, or should I say floated. Cam squeezed me tight and put out his hand for a high five.
I
Oh,
was
it's like
more
great
happy
sexual
to-
tension right there. A nice little, steamy high five.
While
She
hugging,
get-
though?
she-
How does
she
that
didn't
work?
Get into the whirlpool, right?
No,
Not yet.
no,
Yeah.
not
So
so.
she's still out of the whirlpool right now.
Still playing coy.
Yeah.
But it does explain why he's in the ice bath right now.
Mhm.
Because says, yeah, they brought the blitz. I escaped the pocket, but still took a licking from 2 linebackers. That explains the whirlpool when I should be celebrating.
Yeah. When in real life, he just like let them recover the fumble and was like, you know what? Business decision.
Speaking of business decisions,
Yeah.
carry on.
So
Uh-oh.
Greg just froze.
Greg. That's a good look on his face when he did, though.
to make this comeback.
Start over. You froze like when you first started that.
Oh, okay. So Cam proceeds to tell Carolyn how she was the inspiration for the Panthers comeback win, and said that right after that play, he goes in the locker into the huddle and it was like, hey, if that stupid broad can catch the ball, then you guys can goddamn well do it.
No offense.
Yeah, no more drops. If a woman, no offense, in the stands can catch a ball. And they were all just like, you know what? That makes sense. If a chick can do it, why can't we do it? And they start catching passes everywhere. And then there's about...
That's the best part of this whole story. You dummies. That stupid drunk bitch in the just snag that like Randy Moss. Fuck you doing? Oh yeah, you're right. Let me start catching the balls you throw them away now. It's all it took. It's all it took.
Also, not only was this like the most misogynist part of the whole story, I think it was also the most grammatically egregious part of the story too. Because if you look at it, the text actually says, if a woman, no offense, in the stands can catch the ball and she's not even expecting it, we can't too. And two is spelled TWO as in the number.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Do you think Tom Brady, when he was down 28-3, throws a ball? Dumb lady in the stands catches it. He comes back in the huddle and is like, you motherfucker.
If she doesn't fumble it, you can't too.
Yeah, right.
No more drops. We're going deep and
Laser
we're going to
focus.
win.
Laser focus.
Laser focus.
It's because that guy in Kansas City was shining the light in his eyes.
No.
Like, if he can laser focus, you can laser focus.
That's true. I never even thought of that.
Yeah. So then there's about, I would say 3 to 5 pages of just them having a conversation that is just all strictly
Football
sexual innuendo puns. Yeah. So like,
this is, I think, the football, not football section of this episode, right? We're
right.
now getting into football, not football.
Talking about penetration in the backfield, talking about scoring in the red zone,
I sent our
tight
tight end
ends
deep into the red zone and we scored.
Yeah.
Our offense got a quick blow, and she's like, "Oh my god, a quick blow!" And she's like, "Yeah, we almost scored again." She's like, "Oh, scored again! Oh my god!"
That would
Yeah.
make it more sense.
Yeah, shot right through the 2 hole, which
also doesn't make sense. Is it
Yeah.
like the A gap?
and she's like, "That's a butthole joke, right?" Pun.
I'm going to
The
say,
2 hole is your B hole. Yes,
isn't it also hockey?
that's the 5 hole.
Well,
I guess
there's
there is a
1, 2,
2
3,
hole.
4, and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one didn't make sense. And she also missed like the squirt through the hole,
Mhm.
Remember
Yeah.
that squirted through the hole?
Mike Mello would be disappointed, as would Dan Dierdorf.
Also, there's a you have to just open a hole and keep pounding it in.
Which we definitely
Hashtag keep pounding. That's like Carolina's like motto thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
You know how like every team has like a phrase they hashtag and all their
like do your
theirs,
job sort of thing.
yeah, theirs is keep pounding.
Is that Jerry Richardson's idea, you think?
Well, it's clearly Caroline Blue's idea, I think. she's the first one that wrote it.
It's a game of inches, and our guys were prepared to win the battles when the refs bring out the chains to measure. They measured for inches, and we always had the length.
Yeah, her head was spinning from all the sexual innuendos. Quite honestly, I skipped over this bit because I was like,
so was
all
mine.
right, I get it. But then she could feel the wetness between her thighs though, so she's clearly, she's in the mood now after all this. That was sex talk from Cam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the part where it was, you must be cold. It's frigid in the whirlpool. To which he responds, I'm not frigid. And shoehorn that one right in there.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite fit the rest of it, but okay.
I love that.
I'll allow it. Yeah. And Cam gets out and he's gonna go to the hot tub, right?
Oh yeah.
And he gets out so very big, but so gentle at the same time. I could see that with Cam. He is kind of like he's intimidating, but he's kind of got that like boyish, I bet this guy
he's a
a
big
good
gentle
lover. Yeah.
Big old gentle teddy bear.
Yeah. Well, I just mean from like a lover standpoint.
Yeah, so do I.
I think he'd be very giving. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I should make some comments about his butt, his big, perfect behind. And then they start dabbing. That's when we get to the dabbing part.
So yeah, this is where it all fell apart for me. I was hanging in there right up until this. Should we just read this part?
Sure, read it out. I mean, this is the title of the book, so I feel like this is the climax of the novel.
Yeah. So what happens is Cam gets into the hot tub and he's like, "Oh, you should come in too." She's like, "But I don't have, I'm not properly attired for this." And he's like, "Just your best suit is your birthday suit.
Is the best suit."
Yeah, and so
I mean, he's not wrong.
yeah, but so Caroline's like still kind of a little self-conscious.
Wait a second, guys. I just put it together. Caroline is not a fucking real name. Carolina Blue, like the Panthers, the color of the Panthers.
You just put that together, Greg?
Did you guys know that?
Yeah, they said it in the book.
I said
What
that.
do you mean they
Is
said it in
that
the
a
book?
real name? Because Carolina Blue.
Like,
I
there's
guess
actually-
I'm the idiot then.
Like at the end, they're like, "Oh, I didn't even get your name." He's like, "Caroline Blue." He was like, "Oh, isn't that appropriate?"
All right, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Cut that part. Fucking idiot.
No,
Nope.
we're leaving that in.
Dumbass, dude.
So yeah, but so we're getting like Cam is trying to kind of ease the tension a bit. Oh, of course, bro.
You shut that fucking dog up.
Yeah, bargain.
Steve. We'll cut that part out.
Leave in. Blame Scott. The fuck, Scott.
Fucking Scott. So yeah, so Cam's trying to like make Caroline feel a bit, a bit more relaxed because she's a little uptight about like, getting in the hot tub with this stud. And so what does he do? So she's too embarrassed. And so he says, "Don't worry," he said. "I almost forgot." He stood up and took my hand in his hand. "Ready?" he asked. "Ready for what?" "You know." He thrust our joined hands towards the ceiling and leaned into his other elbow. "What's that?" "Don't tell me you don't know." "Don't know what?" "Come on, girl. Dab." Next thing I knew, we were dancing, dabbing, and doing the cat daddy.
Cat daddy. Shout
Yeah,
out.
I looked it up.
Cam, oh, did you? Because I did not.
You didn't know what cat daddy is?
I didn't know.
Oh. You guys
Can
are
you
not
do it
hip
for us,
to-
Greg?
I mean, no, I can't. I don't remember it that well. I remember it was a popular thing with that model with the
Kate
large breast model, Kate Upton. Yep.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
2011 song.
2011. So she's 5 years late on Cat Daddy.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Good
the
God,
Panthers
yeah.
were.
I mean, it was the jam of the week in January 2011.
2011. Dude, Cat Daddy. She's doing the Soulja Boy. You.
The stanky leg.
Yeah, the
Next
stank.
thing I know, you're confident stanky legged.
That made her feel better though, because then she's like, "All
Yeah.
right, fuck this. I'm getting
Yeah,
in
she
that hot
loosens up.
tub." Yeah,
And at this point, I like how she tied it back to the very beginning. You know, I think all good authors do this, where they like, you know, fold in some of the previous parts they talked about, where she's like, "Oh shit, I ain't even trimmed up my bush. I've been so busy at work, you know, I haven't had time to shave the grundle." And then she's like, "You know what? Put me at ease. Let's get in this hot tub."
Yeah, some dudes like that. Yeah.
So just to finish this off, she's drinking champagne, laughing, dabbing with Cam. I felt so free like a bird, or should I say a panther in the jungle. And like a panther, I now decided it was time to hunt, or at least be hunted. I don't think panthers get hunted. Well, maybe by us.
So she rips open her blouse like Superman. Another Cam Newton celebration.
I
reference.
missed that one. That's great.
Mhm. So she's in her bra and panties, and she's like, "Well, let's get in this tub." Scoots up in there. She's feeling a little confident from the alcohol, even though you think she'd be sobering up by now. I mean,
Well, no,
stopped
because they
drinking
drank
at
more
halftime.
alcohol. They drank more right there.
Oh, that's right. They were getting some
They're
bubbly going.
spraying each other. and
Drinking in
drinking.
a hot tub makes you quick.
Steve apparently knows this.
Yeah, it dehydrates you. Everyone knows
I can see Steve being a drunk hot tub kind of guy.
and then a couple times, it sneaks up on you.
I rest my case.
Yeah, so she gets in there and she's just like, she's all over him immediately. And next thing you know, she's got her hand down his pants. Or I guess he might even not be wearing pants. But either way,
Read to me.
she's grabbing on his goalpost. And she says, "His manliness was bigger than I had ever seen. And it wasn't only his length, his girth was equally impressive."
I was hoping you'd read the paragraph before that. My hand continued down to the goal line. Before I even got close, I could feel his goal post. At that moment, I knew why he was referred to as the Man of Steel.
See, the puns just don't do it for me. Like, let's skip the innuendo and just really start talking about his dick, you know?
No, the puns are why I spent $2.99 on this.
There's so fucking many, because right after this, it just evolves again into just football or not footballs.
It did, but then it got weird. I ran my hands up and down his shaft and then slid them around and grabbed that amazing behind. 2 halves of molten lava made of steel apples.
Yeah, is it molten or is it steel?
What molten lava made of steel apples?
that
I can't even picture. Like I'm trying to get in the mood here, and I can't picture what that is. Greg, can you help me?
Molten lava is
You
liquid.
stat check that.
It's hot and like apples. Where the fuck did apples come from?
And why are they molten apples?
I don't know.
With steel apples, excuse me.
I
Steel
don't know.
apples.
Two halves makes me think she's talking about a CUDA, you know?
No, explain that.
Well, you know, molten lava halves like together, then melty in the middle, you know? It's the only thing I get. I don't know what the steel
apple is like. She meant to say peach. You know, like peach is generally decided for like a butt. You know, like each half of a cheek is a peach. You know, and maybe she just peach with apples.
Yeah, I think that might be it. But anyways, he slides his goalpost into her open hole, which I mean, I guess is a pun, but you don't ever put a goalpost into a hole, so it doesn't really make sense.
Fourth in inches wasn't even close to the appropriate term, right? Because it's fourth and inches.
Which is ironic.
More like first down and goal.
Makes no fucking sense either.
Yeah.
It went off the rails a little bit here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it started getting pretty graphic.
Yeah, then we get into some booty talk.
Yeah, she uses up all the good football and not footballs when he's sitting in the whirlpool, and then like by the time they're in the hot tub, she's got nothing left, and she's
I'm desensitized at this point. Like none of this.
Yeah.
Makes...
I mean, but when she said, "But my backfield was fully penetrated," I was like, "Whoa, that's great."
But then later she's like, "But then I didn't take it up the butt." And so I was like, "Wait, did you take in the ass or not?" Because that's very confusing.
That's why innuendo works, because we can interpret it however we see fit.
Because there's another part later, Greg. You probably.
I knew I was gonna feel it in the morning, but I didn't care. I knew I'd be shitting pancakes the next day, but I didn't care.
Now that's a visual. Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick.
Fucking so stupid.
Pancake. I feel like we should probably rewrite this.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, but speaking of that, at this point, the hole was so big you could drive a truck through it. Hole with a W, by the way. And drive he did. It was a long, sustained drive that lasted the fully 15 minutes. He called the plays, and he certainly executed. Short thrusts, deep balls, a few flickers thrown in.
Couple flickers.
I was so into the moment. He could have called for a scat, and I would have lined up for the action.
See, that's what I'm saying. Did she take it in the butt, or did he call for this? He didn't call for the scat. So, like, did she take it in the tight end or not? Is the real question. Unanswered.
I mean, I read a fully penetrated backfield to mean that she had been penetrated in the ass.
Because it did say.
Yeah, but then he could have called for the scat, and she would have been okay with it, but he didn't.
Right.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
I think that's more.
Well,
I think that's more the pancakes that Greg was talking about than actual.
Or maybe we're confusing scat to mean the rear, and maybe it's like skate.
No, I think I think she's saying
he could have.
I figured it out. He could have called for the scat, meaning like shit on my chest.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say without saying those exact words. But yes, because if you read the actual sentence that Greg was referring to, it is he had to stretch to get it in, but my backfield was fully penetrated. So I think, I think there was some bump.
Sounds like
and she said a tight end that had never seen a single play. So that means that he took her anal virginity,
but didn't shit on his chest.
but didn't shit on him,
which is good because it's a hot tub and that's a whole mess. As somebody who used to clean pools, like that's not a mess you want to clean up.
Shitting on the next morning. Got it.
The facilities guy gets to it. There's shit in the whirlpool. It's like, damn, Cam, what the fuck happened here? I thought you were just icing up.
Damn it, Cam, not again.
He's holding her head underwater.
Just hotbox today. Oh
my god! Oh.
Yeah, let's get to that part.
Yeah, because so then her boss somehow wanders his way back into the locker room, into the whirlpool. I don't know how her boss got access, but he's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Have you seen Carolyn anywhere?"
Look, I think she went that way. Well, he dumps her head underwater.
Yeah, he puts her head underwater and is like, "Nope, haven't seen her."
All right, cool. I don't know.
Johnny's like, "Oh man, that's fucking hilarious."
Yeah. Oh god.
And they're like, "Wow, we really got away with one there. What if my boss had seen me in there?"
We got a raise.
Jesus Christ. I can't read.
But all good things come to an end, unfortunately, including this book, because we're on page 20 at this point of 25. And so basically Cam invites her to come on the plane for the plane ride home. And she
wasn't just a booty call. That's nice.
She's like, no, I want this. This is the special moment between us. This is going to be our little secret. Yeah. And I'm going to end it like this. Yeah.
And then as she's leaving, he goes, "Hey, I didn't catch your name." I didn't catch your name.
Greg. It's not even funny. Why are you laughing?
Just fucked your ass. What's your name, by the way? Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, fuck.
It would have been so much better if her last name was Brown.
How perfect. Well, Caroline, he said. He raised his hands in position and said, "Don't forget to," as he dabbed. I dabbed back. We both smiled, and out the doorway and into the night I went.
Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness.
And then she thought she was going to get fired, but then she got a promotion, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A promotion that allows her to travel the world and do other shit. I don't know.
The
Very
corner office that can
interesting.
view the Super Bowl parade.
Yeah. I thought this was a little subcontext that maybe he had seen what was going on in the hot tub and is like, okay, we'll send this girl out to be a fucking client pleaser.
She's got what it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh well, you know, I let your boss know, Donald Devlin, which is real close to the devil, except it's not. It's real close to James Devlin, right?
Yeah.
Donald Devlin.
She's ready to go the whole 9 inches.
But he's like, "Yeah, I just let him know that you're immediately you're a senior analyst on our client side team. Requires a lot of traveling and client interfacing. So maybe you're right, Greg." And he's like, "You know, I'm sorry, I really should have consulted you first, but you know, is that cool with you?" And she's like, "I love it, thank you."
Yeah.
And then there was this, which was like a little interesting, I thought. It says, "And I did love it so much that I gave Brian a hug right then and there. He was great. I saw him as a sort of father figure now, someone who would watch over me at times and make sure everything's okay." She just met this guy like 2 days ago when she won the thing. She'd never met him before, and now he's a father figure.
Yeah. Just because she caught a football.
Something's there.
Yeah. Daddy issues.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's Dabbin
Christ.
with Cam too.
Part 2.
Dabbin
Yeah.
with Cam.
Yeah.
Dabbin with Brian.
Yeah. See, this is my takeaway from this book is that this is all a social critique on Bank of America.
What?
Hear me out.
I'm listening. I am all ears.
Hear me out. Hear me
You
out.
couldn't say that when I'm fucking drinking a beer, dude.
Right?
Hear me out. Right?
All right.
She's working the shit fucking numbers job in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, where's Bank of America's headquarters?
That's true.
Yeah, where Charlotte, North Carolina. Remember they mentioned out of the 150,000 employees.
They were 159,000. They were very specific about that.
They were.
You want to know how many employees Bank of America has?
I do.
137,000 employees.
Interesting.
Back in
As of
2016.
2016, I bet it might have been more.
Yes. And then she goes away on this fancy trip and she doesn't even do anything work related. In fact, she makes work take a back seat, but somehow gets promoted at the end of it just by pure like chance, not because of work ethic. And that just goes to show you that it's not about who does the most work to get ahead. It's just who fucking sleeps with the athlete or gets to go to the big name and rub elbows with the executives. That's what's wrong with America and our banking system specifically.
Capitalism.
I call
Fuck
you
capitalism.
an idiot a lot, but you are definitely onto something.
Yes.
He's an idiot savant.
Steven. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. This is a subtle critique of our capitalistic nature, especially the leeway we give these big banks to just fucking waste all the taxpayer money, get
fuck
bailed
us
out,
in the ass.
make a bunch of dumb decisions, and then shit pancakes all over the American people.
Yeah.
You know what I say to that? You want to know what I say to that?
Dabbing. Dab on the haters.
I dabbed on the haters.
Also, did you notice how often she referenced like, oh, lucky this or lucky that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that's my lucky jersey or, oh, my lucky tank. Yeah. There was a lot of that talk. Yeah. Oh, the lucky girl, which makes me think, oh yeah, it's all about luck, not about like hard work.
It's true.
Makes you think.
Here's my whole take on this thing. On a different perspective. On a more micro perspective.
Okay.
Emily hates her.
Oh yeah.
She's secretly thinking that should have been me taking
for
the
sure.
hot tub dip with Cam Newton. She's wearing my lucky jersey.
But she
I
doesn't
put her
know
into
about
that.
it.
There's no way these girls remain friends.
I disagree because at the end, this is all wrapped up nicely because Caroline comes back a changed woman, realizes she's not going to be doing this 70 hours a week, not having her best friends aren't going to be Ben and Jerry anymore and Louis Vuitton CK. So what she does is she comes back and, as a thank you to Emily, takes both of them on a trip to Paris. She gives them tickets to Paris, which apparently is something they've been talking about forever because it's that trip. But before they go, like as it wraps up the end of this story, it is so she's like saying thank you for doing this, and so Emily says, "Girl, I can't wait to go with you, see what trouble we can get into." Me either, but first, I said as I turned my head sideways and raised my eyebrows, "We got a dab." And dab we did until we fell to the ground, rolling on the carpet in laughter. Best friends are crazy like that. Go Panthers.
Curtains. The end.
Finn.
No,
Yeah, they definitely don't like each other.
Fall to the ground, laughing and dabbing.
Hey. Best friends are crazy like that.
Yeah, Steve.
You don't do that with your best friend, Steve?
Yeah, haven't you ever been on Instagram.com? You dumbass. Chicks love each other. Yeah, BFFs.
Not a website, idiot.
Steven.
But
I'm
look,
tuckered.
I just think Emily is going to be resentful forever for entering her friend into that competition, who then won and then took her
in
jersey.
her jersey. Yeah,
and Caroline is holding back the secret that she banged Cam.
Yeah,
from
they're supposed to be
That's
best
gonna come out
friends.
At some point, they're going to go to Paris and get drunk. She's like, "Oh, girl, I think me and Cam, his dick is as wide as it is long," and she's like, "What the fuck?"
This random
Yeah.
French chick we're getting is okay, but you should have seen Cam's.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're supposed to be best friends that have known each other forever. They've been planning trip to Paris their whole lives, and she's not even going to tell them about sleeping with the Super Bowl MVP immediately after the game.
Exactly.
On a trip that you were only there because you got entered in by Emily.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Emily
It could have been Emily's trip. Emily would have enjoyed it more.
Caroline's a bitch.
Yep.
And fuck Bank America.
Yes.
Okay. I Googled book club topics for 50 Shades of Grey because I thought they'd just they'd parallel well here. Do you want me to bring up a couple of the questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. This book is marketed as steamy erotica for suburban housewives. Is this accurate? Do you think reading about intense sexual encounters enhances the sexual experience? Of the many sex scenes, discuss your favorite or least favorite.
There was only one
Well,
sex
there's only
scene.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you
Who's
count
my
like
favorite?
Cam getting fucked up on the field.
Do you think this is marketed as a steamy erotica for suburban housewives?
No, I think it's marketed as steamy erotica for guys like us.
Yeah. We are the target market.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The whole like, oh, Emily's my best friend. That screamed to me like marketing towards women. Like
Yeah.
I hate my best friends. I hate you guys. I hate all my
know.
friends. Yeah.
You say friends, but I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah, I don't think you have any friends.
Wow.
Mm.
You have like people who are obligated to be your friends, like me and Andy, but that
Yeah. And
about
people
it.
you see at work, but they're paid to be there too.
yeah, they're from like Czech Republic. You guys talk about fucking Pasternak. That's it.
Peter Hoskell. Love that guy.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that. Keep going.
All right. Does this book place women in a degrading light, as some have claimed?
I could see that.
Uh,
The bumbling drunk idiot.
yeah,
They're trying to
the
great light.
former smarty two pants, fucking junior accountant does everything right and then goes and gets drunk.
Yeah, and like even the beginner, she was like
Herself as a
seeing
footballer.
herself as a bit of a loser too.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
she's
We
like
got to redeem her with the whole like, oh, I caught balls because my dad taught me how to, and then I call my dad and we cry about it.
Yeah.
yeah. And why wouldn't like her mom teach her how to catch footballs? You know?
Our mom was dead. You didn't get that?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Mom is dead.
Oops. My bad. And she's like fangirling. I thought Cam Newton was a very flat character in this, like he was just a piece of meat with a fucking cock attached to him.
Agreed.
There was
It's agreed to anybody. It's athletes with big dicks.
yeah. There was no character arc. There was nothing there. And I really didn't, I was offended, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an athlete with a huge dick, I also was offended.
I mean, you are a dummy.
Yeah, there is more to us than just length and girth, I'll have you know. Okay.
Yeah, right. I have feelings too.
Yeah. And dancing. Andy, comment?
I'm the smart one on this. I think we all know.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd
he's
of
the one
this
who came
podcast,
up with this whole idea. So he clearly has a micro penis.
And
How-
have you seen my laptop hasn't risen nearly as high as I thought it would.
Yeah. Were you guys aroused at any part in this book?
It was weak smut. Let's throw that out.
It wasn't great. Yeah, I agree.
Smart. Yeah.
I mean, because we're comparing this to kind of the gold standard of A Gronking to Remember, and there's some steamy scenes in that. I mean, it's also a bit more fleshed out too, pun intended. But I don't think this kind of holds a candle to that one in terms of the
Like you said, Greg, first draft.
Yeah.
You probably could have made this better, but this is slapped it together. Didn't even edit it. Just throw it out there and make $9 off an idiot like you.
Yeah. And I came into this to read this and come onto this podcast perfectly willing to admit anytime I became aroused by this book.
Me
But
too.
I can't lie to you guys and say that at any point did I have any feelings of sexual arousal.
Yeah, there's
It
no
was
movement.
yeah. It just
So-
wasn't written well enough to be.
It
like
felt
that,
too
you know?
forced. I
Yeah.
think.
There's so much football or not football that it just took it to an insane amount. Like,
Mhm.
you know, we know what we need to do, right?
we got to write our own.
No. We all
Yes,
need to
yes,
for Christmas get Mike this book and ship it right to him. So Uncle Sam is to open.
I love that you think it's not already on the way.
Oh, if this is not Mike Mello's book, I don't know
Yeah,
what.
it's right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he already caught most of these sayings already anyway
yes.
during regular football broadcasts.
All right.
Yeah,
Here's
we're
an
gonna write
idea.
and use our own.
We bring Mike back on to direct and produce a film adaptation of Dabbin with Cam.
Are we the actors in this?
Yes.
Is Steve and Caroline Blue?
We can discuss that, but I think
Okay.
I think he's definitely the most
no,
feminine of us.
No, we'll have Kelly be it. I will be the Rich owner.
Oh,
You can be
God.
Emily, Greg. You can be Cam.
Yeah. I work with a black guy, so I'll have him be Cam, and then
Oh my God.
Does
I
he
think-
not even closely, vaguely remember Cam, like the guy on the picture of it.
yeah. Right.
Oh my God.
Apparently, you could just insert black guy and
Anybody.
whatever. Yeah, like whatever. It'll work.
Clip art.
Close enough.
So, but I think, Greg, you might be onto something. I think we could make a couple of bucks writing one of these.
Mhm.
What would that be about?
I mean, you said the Edelman one. I think that there's a lot of squirrel finds a nut
Yeah.
jokes in there.
There is
Yeah.
an Edelman one out there already.
Really?
So, yeah, we may have to look into that. I
Oop.
can't remember what it's called.
I got one. Sex Burkhead.
Ooh, not bad. Is there a Tom Brady one?
Uh,
There has to be, right?
But yeah, we gotta.
That's almost too easy.
Wait. What about a Troy Brown one, where he's very polite and takes them out on like really nice dates and it's just like a
Yeah, I don't think we could do enough erotic in
ask
that.
their father for their hand in marriage and then just fucking treats
yeah, it's like a Christian version of a
Yeah.
romantic novel.
Yeah, it's literally just romance. There's no erotic in it. I mean, we could. Initially, I was thinking Bill Belichick. I think that would be weird.
Oh, the weirder the better. I think on this genre.
A Belichick one
with Ernie Adams showing up.
Yeah,
somehow.
Okay. Yeah,
So I think we'll have to workshop this.
yeah, and it's just
I don't mind doing
instead
the
of
writing.
actually being erotic, it's just like going over a bunch of like game film. The whole book.
The whole book is just
It's
football,
just
not football.
marketed. Yeah, it's marketed as fucking.
It's
erotic.
Belichick. Oh, that's not bad. It's Belichick watching film, but everything
yeah.
he
No,
says is
the,
innuendo.
instead of
But it's
Caroline
actually
Blue,
football.
instead of Caroline Blue, it's just a football.
No, it's him watching game film, but he's talking dirty
To a football.
Yeah.
to
a
the game
football.
film. To
Actual
the game
pigskin.
film, yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
you know,
He's fucking a pigskin. He's just fucking a
cut the hole in
pig.
it, cut the hole in it, yeah.
Cuts a hole in the playbook.
Just
Oh.
and we call it love of the game.
Oh,
Oh, not bad. Not
Where
bad.
he just has sex with inanimate football related objects like
Tackling dummies.
bleachers,
Yes.
tackling dummies.
the
there's a lot of
goalposts.
depth there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I already know what the end scene's gonna be, and it's terrible. But I don't think we should ruin it
That-
for the
I can
listeners,
see
so
that.
I'll tell you.
Film spinning around the projector, the whole.
All right. I think
I have one last
think-
question.
Sure.
Do you think Cam Newton has read this?
I wouldn't say Reddit. I bet he's aware of it.
You think? I feel like you probably have to be.
Yeah. I mean, someone would have asked him about it, like a friend. Like if I had a friend and I found this, I'd be like, dude, immediately tell them.
Yeah.
But I doubt he's read it.
Somebody may have read it to him though, because this shit's fucking hilarious.
They might have like told him excerpts, but I don't know if like
That's what I mean. Yeah, not the whole thing, but yeah, the good
Next
bits like we just
question.
did.
Is there a way to translate it into his hieroglyphics and then send it to him?
ooh.
Oh.
Andy.
Oh, so there is a translator out there, and I think we'll just tweet it at him
Yes.
in 180 characters at a time.
Tweet out the highlights in Greg's
No.
book.
The whole book. We'll just tweet the whole book at him, 180 characters at a time. That's only like what, 6 tweets? This is not a long book.
Not a long book. It's definitely doable.
But I do think, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll create a whole separate Twitter account.
No,
Dabbin with Cam.
Let's just do it from the podcast account.
Just for all right, fuck it.
All
In the hieroglyphics. Okay, we can do that.
right, I love that.
All right, we'll get on that. Oh my goodness. I need a
All right.
cigarette. I don't smoke, but I need a cigarette after this one, boys.
Yeah, that's a wild ride.
Best and worst, or actually just rate this on a Lombardi scale, the book.
Out of Panthers Lombardis or out of Patriots Lombardis?
Patriots Lombardis.
Okay. 3?
I'm gonna go.
Well, I think the book itself was a 2, but just the fact that reading it together made me laugh so hard I choked on my own spit. I think gives it an extra Lombardi, so I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, what's your name? that one fucking got me, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
It just fucked her in the ass.
In a hot tub.
By the way, I forgot your name. Oh, Jesus.
Do you want to come on my plane? I'll just fly back with the team. Hey Cam, who's this? Oh, I don't know. Actually, what's your name? All right, I'll give this. I'm gonna give this 2 different scores.
Okay.
Panthers Lombardi of like a 1, and a Patriots Lombardi of like a 4.5, 4 in the AFC Championship.
Wow.
Because like as a book, it's just not a good book.
No.
But as a Patriots fan and like looking at it from is this funny or not? It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the fact that the 10 points was the biggest big game
Yeah.
deficit
Oh,
ever
yeah.
come back from literally the year before, written the year before the Patriots do 28-3.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Which
And I
is-
have in here. Wait, this is the Super
15?
Bowl. Does she dive on the fumble too? You know?
Business decisions.
All right, Greg.
I
Out of 6
give it
Lombardis.
out of 6. I give it 4.5. I think
Wow.
with a possibility to go up to 5.5 if that social critique piece of it is the intentions of the author.
That's fair.
I think she needs to clean up some, grammatical.
That's why, I graded harder on
issues.
that. Yeah. It needs an editor.
But as far as, I paid $9 to get some laughs, to not have to commit a lot of time. And it accomplished everything I wanted it to accomplish.
That's true. So I just want to know for the both of you, because I think I got you them for Christmas. Did you read the Gronking to Remember books?
I think so, but I don't remember it at all.
I don't think I did. I think you got me the Gronking too. And
so maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that's why I've graded it harsher, because I've read the pinnacle of the genre, I think, in those books. So maybe we'll have to
I guess we're gonna have to do our own Belichick version and top them all.
I think we could write. I honestly think we could write one better than this.
I think so too.
Yes. I agree.
All right, I'm going to put a Google Doc together.
We're not going to.
I've done dumber shit for a laugh, Greg.
All right.
You also said we weren't going to do this podcast, and we're now 2.5 seasons.
How long do you think? How much do you think it costs to get it published?
I bet you can self-publish shit on Amazon.
Yeah. We only charge you when it prints.
All right, I'm in.
All right,
I'm in.
We're doing it.
We just need Mike now.
I'll write chapter 2. You start with chapter 1, Andy. I'll write chapter 2.
Okay. And then Steve can do 3, and we'll just rotate all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeesh. All
right. and we can't come up with the idea together of what the whole plot line is. We just have to keep building on the previous plot.
Yeah. This is exactly how it's going to go. You just have to read what's there so far and add your own, and keep building on it. All right. So I'll get that started. We'll see where this takes us.
Cool.
And then if you want to support the podcast, you could buy this masterpiece, I'm sure is what it's going to end up being.
It's going to be fucking sweet.
Greg, we may need you to draw some, because none of these actually have any pictures, but we may have, you draw this.
Yeah, you're good.
Get some illustrations.
All right. Yeah. It's possible.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to it. But for now, we will leave the listeners, what listeners we have left. I'm not even going to give out the Rate This Podcast link.
No, skip that one.
So join us next week on what might be something a little less saucy on the Pages Dynasty podcast. See you later.
See you later.